Against my better judgment, I am doing Bookmas. Hello. That was weird. Um, my name is Crystal. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today is Vlogmas Day 4. I know. What's the day today? I don't know. I'm filming this like all out of order, so it's very confusing. But today is Vlogmas Day 4. And for today's video, I am going to tell you all of the series I am in the middle of, because next year I would like to prioritize finishing those series. Woo! As you can see, it's still not festive in here. I know, what am I doing? But to make it a little bit festive, I have my coffee here, which is not very festive because this is a cold brew with pumpkin cream cold foam. I made my own pumpkin cream cold brew. But as you can see, it's not cascading because I used heavy whipping cream and I thought it was the same thing as heavy cream. So that's my fault. But that's not festive. But what is festive is this. I have this cookie and I'm gonna eat it. I got this a few days ago, so I hope it's still good. That's really good. Oh my gosh, I thought it cascaded, but it was some caramel. Nope, it's gone. Okay, let's stop the jibber jabber. Let's get on track here. Momo's drinking water. No, you can't see him. I would like to be more consistent with my YouTube next month. Technically that's right, but I meant next year. And part of that is going to be doing more vlogs, because I have a lot of sit down videos, but I want to do a little bit more because I'm getting tired of my sit down videos. So surely if you're watching, you may also be getting tired of these sit down videos. I don't know. Maybe you like them, maybe you don't, but I do want to vlog a little bit more. And a part of that is going to be continuing and finishing the series that I am in the middle of. So we're going to go through all of the series that I am in the middle of today. And I counted, I am in the middle of 24 series, which it can be worse. It can always be worse. But considering I just got back into reading this year, and I started all of these series with the exception of one this year, it's a little concerning. I need to slow my roll. There's a lot of these series that are completed, I think. So I could definitely complete some of these next year for sure. So, or at least caught up to the most recent book. So let us get started. I don't know how much I'm going to say about each book yet. I don't even know if I'm gonna completely explain what these series are about. We'll see what comes to my mind, but what I do know is I will be listing all 24 for sure. And then whatever else I say about the rest of the stuff is up to what I do in the next few minutes. Okay, so the first series that I am in the middle of, I think we all know what this is at this point, because I've mentioned how stuff happened because of this book so many times. Not because of this book, I don't think, but I have mentioned this book many times and how I read it like 5 years ago. We have A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I read this book in 6 hours. And then I didn't read another book until this year. So that is what happened. You know when books are so good that they just put you in a, like, the biggest slump ever? That is what happened. So of course we know that this book follows Feyre and her journey, I guess, to discovering and learning about the Fae. I don't really know, honestly, to be completely honest. What is this book, or what is this series about? I don't know, but I'm assuming it's about Feyre and tampons and I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. But it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Beauty and the Beast is my second favorite Disney princess. Sorry, that doesn't make sense. Belle is my second favorite Disney princess. I personally love Beauty and the Beast. I feel like if you can recognize a movie's faults, you can still like it. If you ignore the faults of the movie, then something's wrong there. But I can acknowledge the faults of the movie. I personally love Beauty and the Beast because I related, when growing up, and still today, growing up, I related so much to Belle. She loves books. She's like branded as the town weirdo, I'm sorry. And she has a very close relationship with her dad, who is also considered a weirdo. And I love my father, I very much love my father, but he is a weirdo just as I. And I get my weirdness from him. So yeah, that is why very much, this isn't Beauty and the Beast. Why am I talking so much about Beauty and the Beast? But yes, Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite Disney princesses movies. Belle is one of my favorite Disney princesses, and Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite Disney princess movies. And this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which there are a lot of fantasy Disney Beauty and, oh my god, Disney, what? There are a lot of fantasy retellings of Beauty and the Beast. This is not my first. I believe, I could be wrong, but Beastly by Alex Flynn, is that her name? Was my first. You know, the movie with Vanessa Hudgens and, oh gosh, what's his name? I'm not gonna remember. Is it on my bookshelves? Hold on. I don't have Beastly, but I have Towering by Alex Flynn. I believe Beastly was a library borrow loan, but I could be incorrect. If it was a school library borrow, and I do not have it for surezies. But yes, what am I doing? This is 8 minutes already. Obviously in editing it's not going to be 8 minutes, but for reference I have filmed 8 minutes and I've only talked about A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I haven't even been talking about ACOTAR for a majority of that time. I used to pronounce this ACOTAR. It really just made sense to me because it's A Court of Thorns and Roses. So I used to call this ACOTAR. It made a lot of sense to me, but a lot of people say ACOTAR, so I have succumbed and I have called it ACOTAR since this year. Anyways, this is the first series that I am in the middle of. Ooh, should I say if I'm going to continue or not? Definitely 100% going to continue. I was supposed to finish this or catch up to this series this year. We all know what happened. 800-year-long book slump. It's fine. It's okay. Next year, we're getting through it. We're doing it. I just have to finish Kingdom of Ash. But yes, we are getting to this series next year. We are finishing the series next year. Now, onto all of the series that I started this year. The next series that I am in the middle of is the Maple Hills series by Hannah Grace. This is the first book in the series. This was the first book I read this year, which it feels like so long ago, to be honest, when I read this. I thought it was cute. I am going to continue the series because I have heard that Daydream is really good. So I'm excited for that. Also, I believe it's Henry's story, and I fell in love with Henry. I also really like the found family in this book. Is it my favorite romance I've read this year? No. Is it my least favorite romance that I've read this year? Also no. So I do believe I'm going to be continuing this series. It will just be like a little palette cleanser, but we all know how I do with my palette cleanser romances, and I do not do very good because I do not always like them. The next series that I am in the middle of is Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maywer. This is a definite continuation. I thought the story was really cute. It was a good 3 stars. It is a very easy fantasy to get into. It is basically about the assistant to the villain. The next book is Apprentice to the Villain, and I was supposed to get that book ASAP, but I have been very broke these past few months, so I have not gotten it yet. But if you want to get rid of your copy with the red sprayed edges, please think of me because I want the sprayed edges versions of this book. And the next one, I believe, is coming out with green sprayed edges. What's the word? The cover has been revealed for the 3rd book in this series. I definitely want to get into that soon because I want to get a Kingsley plush that Barnes & Noble has. It's really cute. I just want it for my shelves, to be honest, but he has a little sign that says help on the plushie as well, I think. So I do want to do that. But yes, so this is a continuation for sure. The next series that I am in the middle of is the Hades and Persephone saga by, damn, I was doing so good, Scarlett St. Clair. And I genuinely did enjoy these. They were like solid reads. I think they like teetered between like 3.5 to 4 stars. I could be wrong. They could be higher. I'm not sure. But I genuinely did enjoy these while I was reading them. I believe I have 3 books to finish the Hades and Persephone saga, and then I forgot who the next like little saga will center on, but definitely think I will read those when they come out as well. Right now where I left off, there is a war a-brewing, and I believe in my wrap-up I did say those exact words to describe what was going on in the book. So this is a continuation. Again, it's not super high up on my list of priorities to continue. I said I wasn't going to do this, but here I am. But I definitely am going to continue the series. Okay, the next book series that I am in the middle of is The Kings of Sin by Anna Huang. I feel like I expected so much more. No, my battery's dying. That is so rude. I expected a lot more from the series. So it's not a maybe. I am going to be continuing because I want to know, and also the next book centers on her Filipino friend, which of course I'm going to read that one. But yeah, I definitely am going to continue this series. I believe it gets better from what I've heard. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it does. I don't know if I'm going to be continuing this next series. I'm just kidding, because it's the Kindred's Curse saga. This has been my favorite series of the whole entire year. Of course I'm going to continue it. What? Of course. The final installment, Burn of the Everflame, was supposed to come out this year. However, we've talked about this. Pencil has pushed it to when she is ready to publish it, which I very, very much admire, because I would rather she be comfortable with the ending of her story than to put something out that is not ready, that is not up to what she wants, that is not up to what she thinks that we will want the ending of the story to be. So again, if you've not heard me say this, read this frickin' series. I love it so much. It made me so excited to be reading again, and a reread is definitely in the future. Once the date for Burn of the Everflame is announced, I will be doing an entire series reread, full spoiler vlog, and I will be reading the Burn of the Everflame because I have an arc coming, digital arc coming, when that happens. So that will be happening. Sneak peek for next year. The next book series that I am in the middle of is the Ruinous Love Trilogy by Bryn Weaver. I wanted to remember by myself. I genuinely very much enjoyed the first book. I have heard a lot of negative things about the second book, which I am very sad and scared about. However, Scythe and Sparrow comes out next year, and the couple that is about is a couple from this book that I was very, very curious about. It was his brother, obviously, but the lady in the circus and the guy with the broken leg or whatever, I don't remember exactly, but I remember being like, oh, interesting, are they together? Like, what's going on here? So I'm very excited for Scythe and Sparrow for that reason. Yes, I will be continuing the Ruinous Love Trilogy. Hopefully I am part of the few that like Leather and Lark, but if not, I still will be reading Scythe and Sparrow. I'm gonna take a brief pause and charge the camera for a tiny bit. Hold on. The next series that I am in the middle of is the Artifacts of Oranos series by Anisha J. Tooley. I had higher hopes for this series, I will admit. However, I am very curious to see what happens because I feel like we didn't really get the romance in the first book. So I'm assuming it's like a slow burn-esque type of situation. However, I'm not entirely sure. I do want to know. I've heard very good things about this series, so hopefully I am just not fully like, I liked it when I was reading it, but I just felt like there was so much more that I was expecting of the series. But I do want to continue and find out what happens, because I also feel like we, again, like I said, I don't think we got to see the couple that much or at all, to be honest. I'm pretty sure the story is between Lore and Nadir, however, we do not see them interact in the book. From what I remember, it was either not at all or very little. So I need to continue and I need to find out if that is how it is. Were we juked? Were we tricked? Was it all a trick? Also, the like plot twist. I actually don't even think we got to who Lore is yet, but I do obviously have my guesses as to who she is. And I do want to see if that comes to fruition. Was I right? Is that not at all? Am I thrown off the scent? Am I on the right track, on the wrong track? I want to know. So yes, again, this is something I will be continuing in 2025. However, it is again low on my priority. We are back. I have a new drink. The next series that I am in the middle of, kind of in the middle of, is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. By kind of in the middle of, I mean I have one book left of the series. I just have Kingdom of Ash left, and then I am done with Throne of Glass, so this is one series that I might be able to finish. Sorry, I should be able to finish in 2025. I am just at the end of Throne of Glass. I just have one book left of the series and then I am done, which is so crazy to me because I feel like I was going through this series so quickly and then I just kind of stopped. Once I got to the tandem read, I kind of fell behind, but those first, is it 4 books, 5 books? I accidentally took the bookmark out. I don't know what page it was on. If you remember, maybe not, I said that Zach was reading Throne of Glass and I accidentally took his bookmark out of the book, so now I don't know where he was. I thought I put it in the right spot, but when I opened the book it was like the middle of a chapter, so I don't know if he does that. I don't like to stop in the middle of the chapter. I don't know. I know some people do, like, or not like to, but like they can, but I just don't like to. The only reason I'd stop in the middle of the chapter is if I fell asleep in the middle of the chapter, but like I wouldn't like purposely stop in the middle of the chapter, if you know what I mean. So I just put it where I thought it was at the beginning of that chapter. So anyways. So I actually don't have the physical copy of this book because I read it on Kindle Unlimited, but it is Fae Spy Academy, and the first book is Avalon Tower. I was like, what is it called? Is that right? I'm thinking of like Avalon High now. I have yet to read the second book, and I'm really sad that I didn't read it as soon as it came out because I gave this book 5 stars. So I'm really excited to get back into the world. I had such a good time reading the first book, and then the second book came out, and I don't know if it was in the middle. I think it was like during my slump. August 23rd, yeah, that was during my slump, but oh, it's rated higher than Avalon Tower. It's called Veil of Dreams. This one has 4.44 stars average, while the other has 4.06 average. Wow. Wow. I definitely need to get onto the second book soon, in the new year. The next book that I am in the middle of the series of is called Daydreamers by Annie Crown. The first book is called Night Shift. And I did not like this book. I just had so many issues with the main character, and that book was not for me. I will not be continuing this series. I think this is like the only book I've given 2 stars. I did not like this book, unfortunately, so I will not be continuing the series. I think the miscommunication trope is just really not for me. I don't know, that book was just so frustrating. Sorry, I'm sorry if you liked it. It just was not for me. And I will not be continuing on, so I will not be continuing to give low ratings to this book that I did like. So that's it. The next series that I am in the middle of is, I can't pick it up, the Twisted series by Anna Huang. I'm not gonna lie, I could not find this book. I was like, because I read it on Kindle Unlimited, but I have the physical copy, and I was like, I swear I have this book, but I couldn't find it. But then I remembered I have some books under our coffee table, and it was under there. But anyways, I enjoyed this book. It wasn't like my favorite. I feel like this would be considered like a palate cleanser that I do in between like fantasies and stuff. I feel like I enjoyed this. I think, if I remember correctly, I liked, oh my god, King of, what's the first one? King of Wrath? Is that the first one? Oh, yes, I think I enjoyed King of Wrath more than I liked Twisted Love, but I heard that the other books in the series are like people's favorite. I think it's either Twisted Hate or Twisted Games that people like more, so I'm excited to get to those because there is one character from this book that I see his name everywhere. I think Reese, I think that is one of the characters, like one of a lot of people's like book boyfriends is Reese. I don't know. Wait, because obviously I wouldn't think that was Rhysand, you know, because I know Rhysand. I know who that is. But I think I remember also seeing Reese and like a lot of people having him as a book boyfriend. I could be wrong. But I am continuing this series. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I haven't gotten to that point where a lot of people like love this book, or sorry, love this series, and I'm hoping the next books I love, you know? So, yes. The next series that I am in the middle of, and I was going to keep like going, but then I got into my book slump, but I would have kept going, I think. I fear I would have kept going, is the Chestnut Spring series, the interconnected standalone series. Chestnut Spring is by Miss Elsie Silver. This was a 5-star read. I would have finished this book in one whole day, but I did fall asleep at some point because I cannot stay awake for the life of me. When I am reading, I will fall asleep at some point. I don't know why. I can't stay awake. I don't know if it's just the winter months especially, or ever since my book slump, I literally cannot read for prolonged periods of time without falling asleep. I don't know. I think it might be the weather too, or like the season. I mean, sorry. The fall and winter season, my lazy bones era. But I cannot wait to continue on with the Chestnut Spring series. I am hoping to finish all of Elsie Silver's books next year. So all of her released works I am hoping to get to next year. I am excited to get to more of Elsie Silver's books next year. Okie dokie then. The next series that I am in the middle of. What? Oh my goodness. Say hello, Momo. Hi. Hi, Momo. Say hi. Say hi. Oh. He likes attention. Look, we match. We have matching sweaters, little guy. Okay, so the next series that I am in the middle of is the Veiled Kingdom series by Holly Renee. We know how I feel about this book, perhaps. If you have been watching my videos, you know that I was let down by this book. I feel like I am missing out on what everyone found in this book because I just felt like Dacre was, oh my gosh. Dacre, I did not like him. he was just an F-boy, and not in the good way. Not in the good way either. He literally humped and dumped our girl. And playing with his primordial pouch. I don't know, it was just kind of a letdown. I still had a fun time, don't get me wrong, but I was expecting so much more from this book. However, out of morbid curiosity, I am going to continue the series. The second book came out recently. I don't think recently, probably in the last month or two. But I am going to continue. I am most likely going to get the gold. Look at how pretty this is. Remember I said that it looked like a... Oh man, the sun is gone. Well, hold on. You can't see. Remember I said it looked like a pin? I perhaps will be getting the gold version again because it's so pretty if they have one. Pretty sure they do. But I don't have the highest of hopes, but I am still going to read it just because I need to know what happens. I do want to try out her other series, Stars and Shadows, because I'd seen that book around as well. Oh, The Haunted Air came out in August, so also during my book slump, so I wasn't gonna read it. But yeah, I would like to give Miss Holly Renee another chance with her other series. Hopefully I like that one a little bit more, but I just felt like Veiled Kingdom was a miss. I'm so jealous of all the people who loved this book because I don't know. I just wanted to be a part of that. Ow! Hey there. His face looks so funny. Next we have, I can't pick up the book because Mr. Momo is on my hand. Next we have the Moonfall series by Sarah A. Parker. Also, I don't know if I showed this. Hello? Ow! This edition that I have that I got from, it's the Waterstones edition. I have 3 copies of this book. Why? I don't know. Is it 3? It could be 2. I could be wrong. I know I have, oh no, I only have 2. I have the indie version and then I have this Waterstones edition. I really enjoyed this. I had a really good time. I gave it like, ow. Okay, this is fine. Why? Just why? This book is heavy. I loved this book. The world building, the romance was like, I was gonna say heart-aching. It's everything that you want in a romantasy. I am really excited for book 2 to come. Ow, you're stepping on my throat. Ew, 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 ew. I can't focus. Mr. Momo, ow. Please. This is why he's Momo. He looks like Momo from Avatar. Okay, anyways, he's gone. Second book comes out next year and I am really excited. This book is an actual brick. It's huge. I read it on Kindle Unlimited because of that reason. But it's just beautiful. I love the writing. Sometimes the writing goes over my head and I have no idea what's going on. But I still found it beautiful. Even just reading the words. I loved the development of the story. It was great. And I can't wait to read book 2. I also would like to read her other series, the To Bleed a Crystal Bloom, I believe is what it is called. To Bleed a Crystal Bloom. Yes. Wow. Look at me go. I have heard good things about that one as well. And obviously this this video is about the series that I am in the middle of, so I shouldn't be talking about new series that I want to start. However, I'm a series person and I love my series, and sometimes the series aren't complete and I just gotta keep adding more, so that's where I'm at. But anyways, yes, that was the Moonfall series that I will be continuing. The next series that I am in the middle of is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and I loved the first book. It was so cute, and I'm definitely going to continue. I am so excited for yours truly, but I am like, okay. I am so excited for yours truly because a lot of people have said that that is their favorite romance book, and so I am very excited for that. But I am especially excited for Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez because just the premise of the story with them feeling like they're cursed and everyone that they date finds like the love of their life after they date them, because that felt like I felt like that for the longest time. So I just feel like I would like to read that in a story because I feel like I will find myself in this story. Pre-Zachary, obviously. And then Say You'll Remember Me. Say You'll Remember Me comes out next year, and a lot of people are reading it and a lot of people are crying about it, so I'm very excited for that. But I have very high hopes for Miss Abby Jimenez and I think we're gonna have a very good reader-author relationship, so I am looking forward to that. The next series I am in the middle of is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, and I don't have these books because I want the UK editions. They are no longer like super readily available. Like I go on Waterstones, I go on Blackwell's, they're not available, they're sold out, and so very upset about that, but I want the UK versions of this book. I have only read the first one, so Once Upon a Broken Heart. I enjoyed this way more than I enjoyed Caraval. Like, Caraval was good, I liked it, but yeah, I like Once Upon a Broken Heart like a little bit more. But it does feel very fairy tale-esque. I feel like I'm reading a new fairy tale, which obviously I am, but it feels like the fairy tales that we grew up with. I am excited to get to the next two books next year, and hopefully I'll be able to get the UK editions of those books because they're gorgeous. The next series that I am in the middle of is the My Vampires series by Jenna Levine, and I liked My Roommate is a Vampire. I talked about how the first like 50% of the book, I think, something like that. The first half of the book I really enjoyed. I love the mixed media. I love the inclusion of letters, emails. But when they got together and like the flirtation, the build up, everything was over, it kind of lost me. The climax completely lost me. The ending of that just felt like it wrapped up too fast, and it felt weirdly like the stakes were super high, but then they weren't. I don't know. I know it's just a romance and they just had to wrap it up, but like I just feel like the execution was off. But I would like to read My Vampire Plus One. I think that's what the second one is called. That one, did that come out this year or did it come out last year? Whoa. Ow. But I do want to read that as well, and then give it a chance. If another one comes out and I don't like the second one that much, I think that might be wraps for me, but I very much am going to continue. Puppy! Yeah. The next series that I am in the middle of is Alex Stern. This is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I read this on my iPad. I really enjoyed it. All of the pages went by so fast. I'd literally be like 50 pages ahead and it felt like no time had passed. I really enjoyed the story of this, and I'm excited to get to the second book because things got pretty crazy and I would like to see the continuation of this. I'm very curious. The next series that I am in the middle of is Scythe Mystery, which is the... Hold on. There's so many words in the title. Hold on. A Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Killer. And I feel like the story tied up really well, so I'm not entirely sure. I never gave this much thought, but I don't know if... I feel like I'd give the series a chance, but the first book tied up so well for me that I'm like, is it necessary to read more? I guess there are a lot of scythes, so it could just be another story focusing on another scythe, but then I'm like, why is there another mystery? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Right now I'm like kind of iffy on if I'm going to continue, not because I didn't like the first one. I actually really enjoyed the first one. It surprised me how much I enjoyed it. It had a lot of different themes that really did surprise me. Like there's found family, there's like acceptance and stuff like that. It was just very different from what I originally thought it was going to be about. There was more depth than I originally thought there would be. I originally thought there was going to be no depth at all, that it was just going to be this mystery novel that's, it makes sense, right? Yeah, okay. But yes. The next series that I'm in the middle of is Tita Rosie's Kitchen Mystery by Mia P. Manansala. What the? I liked the first book. Maybe I was expecting too much out of it. It wasn't super like thrilling or anything. It is just a mystery. I do, however, wonder, again, kind of like a Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Killer, kind of like that. I'm curious as to how they're going to continue on and make the rest of the series mysteries. Like, is someone going to keep dying? That's kind of my thought on that. I do want to continue. Oh, he almost fell. I do want to continue just because I don't see very many Filipino authors, and I would like to continue on with the series just because I am curious. No! Oh man. Momo had his hand on Luna's head, literally just like that. Just like resting on her head. And I was trying to record it, or take a picture, but I was too slow. I am going to continue on with that series. I was hoping to finish book 2 between after I read book 1 and Christmas time, because I believe the third book takes place in the Christmas time. I talk too much, I know. We're getting into my soft DNFs here. But the next series that I am in the middle of is Wicked Games by Kaylee Smith. I am so upset that I soft DNF'd this. I was getting into a little bit of a slump because it was like I was on vacation mode. I was getting ready for vacation. So and then I was on vacation, and then after vacation, I didn't read much. I only got to page 29. Literally got to One Night Until Phantasma. I was reading this at the same time I was reading The Night Circus, and I feel like it was honestly a little bit too overwhelming for me. I also soft DNF'd The Night Circus. These books are definitely high on my priority list to read in the new year. I am just so sad because I was so excited for Phantasma. I just think I picked it up at the wrong time. So I want to give this book the time it deserves, the time it needs, because I genuinely feel like I am going to like this one so much. The hype, I feel most people have said, is deserved. I don't think I've seen one single bad thing about this book. So, I mean, not that I'm looking for anything bad, but like I feel like most books you see the lovers and the haters, the likes and the but Phantasma, I don't believe I've seen anyone not like it so far. So I'm very excited. I want to get into it so bad. I want to do it. This will happen soon. It will happen sooner than later, but I do not think it will happen until the new year, if I do say so myself. The next series that I am in the middle of, and another soft DNF, is Wicked. Oh, that's so tight. Is Wicked. Oh wow, I got to page 28 again. There seems to be a theme. You can hear my bookmark. He's staring at me. Don't stare at me. Go away. Just kidding. I did end up soft DNFing this. I feel like I put too much pressure on myself to finish this book. To finish my fall TBR, to be honest. Sorry, yes, before I watched Wicked. So I just ended up soft DNFing it, which, I don't know. I feel like I was this one I was definitely, so Phantasma, I was definitely like reading and absorbing what I was reading. I was enjoying myself for 28 pages. But this one, I was reading and I don't think I was retaining any information. Like, I cannot tell you what I read at all. Oh my god, she scared me. You can't see her yet. I don't know if she'll come over here. I definitely want to finish Wicked. I don't know that I'm going to continue on with this series. I feel like I may just read the first one, but we will see when I read the first one. Once I finish the first one, I guess I will know if I'm going to continue the series or not. This one is a maybe. Because I really only wanted to read Wicked. So, yeah, this one's a maybe on continuing. The 24th and final series that I am in the middle of, oh my god, it's heavy, is Fae and Alchemy by Callie Hart. I am 35% into this book at the moment. This is the indie version. I'm sad that I got the indie version. I wanted the indie version so bad, and then it got published. Like, I want to say, I don't remember. I feel like I bought it before it was announced that it was indie published. And then I was like, oh, I already have the book. I'm not going to buy the traditionally published book. I don't need it. And then I saw that they had the Quicksilver. The title is in like a, what's the word? It is metallic. And then the Quicksilver on his eye, on his face, is also metallic. And I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool. I haven't seen it in person yet. Wait, so that's a lie. I'm sorry. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. I am really enjoying myself so far. I feel like I can see myself really liking the book. I know I'm like 200 pages in, but I feel like yesterday was like the first time I felt like really like locked into the story, if that makes sense. Like I was enjoying like bits and pieces of it, but this one I keep falling asleep. I don't know why. I think, as I said, well, this is the first book that I'm actually getting to fully read, because again, I didn't read anything in November. I started this one at the end of November. I started on Thanksgiving for some reason. But this is like the first book that I'm actually like reading through since my little November book slump. And it's taken me a while because I cannot stay awake. And it's not because the story is boring. It's just because I keep getting sleepy. I don't know if it's like I'm working a lot more, or it's just, it also has to do with the season. I get really, really tired in the winter. I fear I may be a bear. I fear the bear inside me is telling me it's time to hibernate, but obviously I can't do that. And so I take little naps every day, every hour. So yes, I am going to finish this month, okay? I'm gonna finish, my goal was actually to finish this week. We'll see if that plays out, but I'm excited. Things were getting spicy. I was enjoying that. Things were getting a little convoluted, a little confused. Not me. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. Anyways, book 2 of this also comes out next year. These are all of the series that I am in the middle of. I am hoping to finish a few of them next year. I feel like there are at least I feel like there are at least 3 or 4 that I can fully finish, and then I'm hoping that for the rest of them, I get caught up to the most recent book in the series next year. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video of Vlogmas Day 4, and I will see you in the next Vlogmas video. Bye bye!